This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
There's a myth you are debunking in this book, Mastery. And by the way, if you want a copy of this book, please go to benjaminzuluglobal.com. benjaminzuluglobal.com. You'll get Mastery, you'll get all these other books, you also get podcasts, you'll just interact more deeply with Benjamin and all his work. So the myth you're demystifying is entrepreneurship versus employment.
Yes.
And the thought that entrepreneurship is exclusive from employment. So let me just read something. You say, the pain experienced in a job can motivate you to venture out independently, whether by seeking better job opportunities or starting your own enterprise. However, frustration alone cannot propel you forward. It is crucial to prepare and plan. Consider the money you need, the skills you can acquire, and the networks you should establish. So you are saying don't just jump out by faith?
Yes. Now, if you're tired of employment, you can pick self-employment. You don't have to go to entrepreneurship.
Ah, what's the difference?
You're still employed by yourself.
Okay.
As opposed to business. Business is a trade. It's where you are selling goods and services.
Ah.
It's when it's funnel, it's facing outward like this. It can open. In self-employment, you're doing the same things you would have been doing if you were employed. If you are employed by a school as a teacher, you start your own class and you are still the teacher.
Oh.
You know? You start your own tuition there and you're still a teacher.
Okay.
So that's self-employment.
Yeah.
And a lot of times because we wanted a structure that has continuous, that has continuity, that has stability. You're not weaker for desiring employment as opposed to entrepreneurship. It's a personality thing. Let me remind you, the entrepreneur and the employee always partner. None can function without the other.
Okay.
The guy who buys the land, sets up the hotel, gives it a label, positions it, does the market survey, usually is not good for managing the hotel. You know, their restlessness can't allow them to sit there 8 to 5. They've already gone to check another option they had in the beach.
Yes. I get you.
The entrepreneur cannot be the manager. The energy doesn't sit that way.
Right.
So they need that person who's perfected managing hotels. Getting suppliers, getting the customers, making the calls, checking on marketing, managing the staff, getting this, the books, getting the cash flow, getting the market, capitalizing on the seasons. Hotels have seasons. Who is coming? What is going? How is the dollar behaving? How can you evaluate this? That person who makes the hotel profitable and the one who builds the hotel are in the same place. They'll be wealthy in their own ways.
Yes.
So don't bother starting hotels. You can be a good manager of it.
Okay.
We need you, crucially. We'll fight for you. We'll pay you whatever you want to make it profitable. Because if I stay there, it will be losses.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs who build and stay there, they damage what they build. They put a cap because their way of running is not stabilizing. Entrepreneurs are very unstable. They just want something, another risk take, another venture.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
they're very restless. They forget something after they have done it. They actually get it out of their mind.
Yes.
They start venturing, how our story is going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's how you should just read your energy and look forward. So sometimes the job you want, the employment sector is very unstable and you feel frustrated. They pay you too little. They want to take every moment of your waking time and you don't like that. So you can just start your own small employment. In between entrepreneurship and employment, there's a field called self-employment. That is not entrepreneurship. That does not have huge risks. A good tailor can start tailoring and customers like you, they keep bringing the job. But you don't venture out to grow it.
Yeah.
You're self-employed. You're comfortable. What's wrong with it?
Okay.
And you don't want to be bothered with the risk of many moving parts. So you keep it small and manageable. The shops in the village where the person behaves like an employee of themselves.
Yes.
They're not an entrepreneur. You don't even get that vibe.
Yeah. True. True.
In Mombasa, you get a person who is too tired to pick what you want to buy. Oh, my daughter, yeah, the commodity is there, but I'm too tired. He collecting my chalk. Funny stories.
For yourself. Oh.
Self-employed.
Okay.
So normally they would close their time at 5. 5 has passed. They're still at work. They feel, what is happening? Should not be working.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
These people have a structured way of working and thinking. Many times, two entrepreneurs don't marry each other. It wouldn't be a very good idea. An entrepreneur marry a manager.
Okay.
The manager by an entrepreneur.
Okay.
One brings systems, continuity, stability. The other one goes out there to hunt in the wild. The restless energy. Hunter. The entrepreneur is just a hunter, looking for opportunity, risking.
Yeah.
You know, ducking here, running there. There's a drill today, hunt today, nothing today, I lose today, we lost today, we won tomorrow. That's the level of an entrepreneur, and the energy drives that way. But you who wants established system, who wants a thing, and if you look at two journalists, like if you take like Alex Jamanda locally and Jeff Koinange, they're both journalists. But one is an entrepreneur, the other one is a partner with the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
This other guy who has gone into, will also need a manager there to manage the staff, get the cash flow, think about the projects, the videos running.
Yes.
You will find a manager there.
Yes. Yes.
Well, the other guy is making new calls, who to talk to next, who to do this, you know? Yes. Do not underrate how much you can become wealthy when you are the one who gets results. Cristiano Ronaldo should not bother starting football clubs. He should partner with the ones who start the football clubs.
Yes.
There's another guy who can't play football, but he can start the club.
Yes.
Buy the club.
Yes.
You all right?
Yes.
Stay in your lane and grow there.
Okay. So get yourself this book. All that conversation and more you can get from this book and all of these others. www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. So we have seen too many cases of a man or a woman who go down to the trenches with their spouse, and when they're finally out of the trenches, they abandon that spouse. And sometimes they even seem to go on and succeed. What happens?
Yes, and we mentioned the other day what to do if they're betraying you. There's another conversation. If you missed that one, please go back to it. Our conversations are about things that touch on us, and we always build layer upon layer, line upon line, here a little, there a little.
Yes.
All right?
We do.
We do the Isaiah 28:10 that you cannot do everything one time. It's precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, and how much you can digest. We said it is impossible for you to kick me back to this grace when we have built to grace with you. That building was not a building of materials. It was also a building of us. And they said one revenge. When people try to kick you out, they may arm strong. They abuse your trust. They transfer properties to their names, or they maneuver you out, one way or other. I hope you know that Steve Jobs was maneuvered out from the companies he was starting early in his career when he was not yet wise. And the same as Henry Ford. But they were kicked from the management of that company, but they were not kicked from the person they had become by managing that company.
Yes. I've just thought about the manager for OpenAI who is being fired in the name of some shady accusation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we said in that show that don't go back to grassroots. Continue from that level you had reached. If you are managing a multi-million enterprise with them, now they have kicked you, don't accept us for very small jobs. Go ask for jobs on the same level from the competitors. They know your competence. Many of them probably have met you. They know your name. You are the problem on the other side. You know you have defected. We have fallen out. I'm available for how much do you want? They know. They know what you can do. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'll get the job for you. That's why people get results in big establishments. Don't stay jobless. They don't stay jobless. They leave this radio station, they're in the other one. They carry a crowd. They carry an atmosphere. They know their thing. When you build your atmosphere, don't worry about who owns the media houses, own the companies, the manufacturing companies. You may be so good in managing a circle, for example, that the other circles hear your wave.
Yeah.
They know when you're in charge,
Yeah.
they struggle to get a share.
Yes.
When those guys fire you, go to these guys and say, hey, I'm available. You may not be as big as my former, but I can get you grow big. That's why guys are leaving bigger companies to go to smaller ones. They've been given a bigger package to grow this one to become like that one you are in.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. It's impossible after you grow with me to become zero again. Stop thinking that way. It does not work like you have expanded in your capacity. Even if they approach you from that role, replace you maliciously, betray you, do not appreciate your investment, and they wrestle away your share.
Yeah.
Who you became by running it with them is irreversible. That's a value. That's capital. Stop forgetting it.
All right, let me just ask for a lady who did a lot of housework and supported the husband in that way, and say she didn't grow academically or professionally, but she's very good at homemaking. Is there somewhere she can go? Is there a way she can repackage?
Let's tie
herself?
that to point number one. What happens? What's wrong when you betray this person? One, you become exposed. You lack support at home. And because you're not supported, your needs are not met at home. Some of the needs are domestic support,
Yeah.
which you usually don't quantify in money.
Yeah.
The assurance that you'll find food at home. The assurance that the house will be clean. You don't have to bother over the weekend who comes to clean. You may think managing cleaners is easy until they are
Yeah.
left to you.
That's the thing, yeah.
Until they're left to you. You may think getting groceries is automatic. The domestic support for where to stand when you go home, somewhere to rest.
Right.
A made bed. Some beddings that have been attended to.
Yeah.
Somebody noticed your shoes need replacement. You may think that's a small thing. It's the small things that your partner ties together that keep your structure compact. And we said after you clean up a person, after you support them and they go out there happy, another person will admire them in that state. And foolishly, they will think you are like that.
Yeah.
Always tell yourself, I am like this, supported. I'm like this, loved. I'm like this when I'm cared for.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
They try to pluck you. That's why people want to cheat with a married person who's already being nourished.
Yeah. And polished.
To steal the nourished person.
Yes.
They can't nourish you. And now you try to discard the nourisher and go to the thief.
Oh, I love that example.
And then the thief realizes you are wilting. You are not as succulent and full of life as you are. They're supposed to be the nourisher. They were never nourishers.
Yeah.
Why do we make those mistakes anyway? The person who holds you up, once you kick them out, you remain exposed to the world. You have total source for all your needs. And men is the three stomachs. That's where we are exposed.
Yes.
It's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Men are exposed on where to feed.
Yeah.
When you're exposed on where to feed, the words of affirmation, the smooth, the caring words, the food, the emotional food. The physical food may look like a small thing, but men know. When you just come from work, all you want is plain food.
Yes.
No drama, no poetry, food.
Food. Yeah. Yeah.
That part. When they play the story of Delilah and Samson, they always bring Delilah carrying a pot of water. Like he was thirsty. There was a place he was thirsty there when he came from fighting. But they tried to capture the neediness, the physical neediness of warriors. Even when they're winning battles and fighting, they need physical backup. Supplies.
Yeah.
When Abigail came to meet King David, she brought food and clothing for the men, for the troops.
Yes.
That physical aspect of meeting a man's need, brothers in particular, think about that. And you women who are trying to be wife material, learn to provide food for your family. Providing means preparing. You may have to do the shopping of the groceries and all that, and to plan meals. Many people just sleep, just mentally disconnect. Many people just autopilot, and they let the house help do everything. The time you don't have a house help, you're in a crisis. So like you can't do these things without them. We are saying you become exposed, you have to outsource for your needs, and that outsourcing is what exposes you to poisoning.
Exactly.
Both physical food poisoning, because a simple meal, do you know even the meal at home that remained last night is better quality than the fresh meals in most hotels?
Yes.
Homemade food is different from restaurant food. I don't know what it is, but it's never the same.
Yeah, it's different.
There's something different with homemade food. Because we are not thinking of money, maybe, because we are not trying to measure this and the other one.
Yeah, and I think when someone has taken homemade food for such a long time, they can take it for granted, and because they're craving outside food and think that that's what they want now every day.
Try to go to these international brands and ask for fish. They bring you something with 20 spices, and you have to look for the fish.
I know.
The fish you asked for, you have to look for it. Really dig. Because they need to justify the weight for the money.
Yeah.
And they don't want to put the fish for that money. They put a small piece and other paraphernalia to justify the money. At home, no drama like that. The mood is very different. You want fish? Just take fish. At home, for the first time in history, you can take boiled food. No spices.
Yeah.
Restaurants can give you that. Go to supermarkets and their cafeterias. Everything has 20 spices. Overdone. Excessive.
Yeah.
You make the spice, the ability to just take a simple snack that has no drama.
Yeah.
No chemicals, no chaos.
I know. Tell them.
That part of a boiled sweet potato.
Yeah.
That. There's a peace that comes with it. There's a peace that comes with it. And some of us, the eating is psychological. Just knowing there's something around. There's something around.
Okay.
Particularly if you came from scarcity when it was the hunger and the anxiety.
Oh.
Or whether you would get the food to begin with.
Yeah.
That tortured you. You are tortured twice.
And if you get food, you don't know if there'll be a next meal. So you have to calculate.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of Africa will have eating disorders. We have a lot of silent eating disorders. People just overeat because they came from scarcity. We came from scarcity.
Yeah.
People taking mountains of food. And in some cultures, they glorify eating.
Yes.
So that when you take a buffet, they embarrass you. So one person taking 3 sodas and they serve everything until a heap of looks embarrassing.
Remember when the government bought food for people, I think where was it? In some hotel in Nyeri.
Yes.
And, people were so excited, and I'm watching and thinking, it's just food.
No contentment, not eating disorders because of scarcity.
Yes.
You become exposed when your domestic support is gone. This applies to men when they betray the wife, and also to the wife when she has betrayed the man, because men provide a kind of stability that has been underrated. He holds the heavier lifting.
He does.
I hear they have made a water dispenser that you don't need to lift the water. Now, I think they've heard the cry of the woman. It's not up facing, they'll just slide it in.
Yeah.
There's a small pump there.
Yes. Yes.
Somebody has finally.
I'm switching very
But it's not just the water dispenser. There are other liftings that they can't automate.
True.
There's some other things that men provide the stability for and the security.
Yeah.
Well, there's a man around. Most of your threats as a woman come from men.
Yes.
The physical threats, the robbers, many times it's the men.
Yes.
Just knowing there's a man.
Yes.
It's assuring.
It is.
It is assuring. And when you know the man will handle the things, as I told you, some of us are not mechanical our personality is not like that.
Yeah.
But being a man is enough. I'll get it done.
Yes.
Whether I'll do it with the boys. In fact, I enjoy lifting that side. To leave you to handle the softer side.
Yes.
I may not get the fragrance for the bedroom. I don't know, whatever there.
Yeah.
But I can, the insurance for the car, the servicing for the car.
Okay, insurance.
And it's at the back of my mind, something is coming.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's coming.
Yeah.
I can just put reminders.
Yeah.
When it is my thing, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And I can move your car slightly and tell us something is not right. Your front brake's out. How did you know? That fog light. You know, the ladies never go ahead to check the lights.
I know.
When other cars are in front of you, just flash the lights. The mirror of the car will show you how your lights are like. Those are some techniques for men checking some of the... Okay, in the traffic jam, the car in front of you.
Oh, yes.
You put your lights on to see whether all of them
are working.
Yes, checking, using that.
Yes.
That's not how a woman would think naturally.
Yeah, I am today years old when I've learned that. Thank you for that.
When you're taking corners, the fog light that is not working, you see there's a dark there. When you're just taking corners in small spaces, you can see which light is not working. That's so male world. Let me lift it for you.
It's true.
You know?
I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I've been doing it.
You know?
Yeah.
I can tell that the pressure is not, this pressure is enough to move you. Just go, you get there.
I know. I do it because of my brothers. I always consult my brothers.
Very good.
Okay, so back to the guy, don't betray him.
You be exposed in that way, and by the time you adjust, and because this was not if it's uncontrollable circumstances like death, a divorce, you did not cause the separation yourself. Filing the divorce is a different thing. You could just be saving your life from abuse. But you're saying if you do not cause the abuse, the breakup, the breakdown, it's not you're not the one who caused it. There will be grace and you'll be courageous. You'll have grief without guilt.
Yes.
You'll be quick to adapt and see what you can do to compensate for the difference. So we are not saying you can't survive alone. Sometimes people leave you.
Yeah.
You really have to survive.
You just have to.
But the moment you're the one who's guilty for leaving the other person, something, because of feeling like you are all enough for yourself, you may not even remember to cover your tracks that direction. And the second problem is you lose focus. You lose your momentum. The speed at which you are growing while teamworking. And remember, teamworking does not mean I go to the fields with you. There are men who go to the fields to the same business with a woman. But remember, even when we both go to the same company, you're also carrying another job that I don't know, that I'm not carrying myself. Who's making calls to check whether the kid has worn well, eaten well, and who's checking the children how they're doing, who's checking the home, whether this one has the cereals, booking the meat for this night, and arranging the meals. We may go to work to the same company with my wife, but while I'm going to one job, she's carrying another 3.
Tell them.
We may sit in opposite offices.
True.
But I tell you, she keeps the phone around just in case the house help is calling.
Yeah.
And there's some phones, my friend, even if they flash, you better respond.
I know. The house help. The nanny.
You better respond.
Nanny's calls give you anxiety.
You know what is that? Like, what could it be?
Yeah.
Because the kid, has they fallen down? You know?
Yeah.
And the school you took your kid to.
Yes.
God gave women the ability to multitask because their life is multitasking by definition.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
This is to say, even when we are doing the same job, there's something you are doing that is extra. When you betray the person, you lose focus because you have to do what they were doing, you too. We are talking about the focus, about the career, maybe the money for which you kick them out, for which you replace them, for which you brought another person. The spirit with which you are building, all empires are not the same. They are built with different energies.
Right.
They're built by the two people what they wanted.
Powerful.
And empires are not the same, even if they have the same worth. You could have a family establishment of 100 million, similar to us. But the vibe of what you're building and why you're building it, even when we're in the same industry, horticulture, you guys export flowers, we also export flowers. The reason for which we are building what we want, our dreams, our goals, what we want to do with our money, and what keeps us going, and the rhythm between us. Even when you're buying the same commodity, you eating the same hotels, the same food, there's a way you want service. So you connect with the particular salonists for that touch, something about when they do their thing, and the whole packaging, the professionalism, the comfort, the atmosphere, the music they play, how they give you the calm, how you are left, just how you're made to feel at home. Another person may do the same hair, but you don't like the whole setting. You know, and it may not be bad, it's just not your personality.
Exactly.
You think they play too youthful, the environment is just too thirsty or the you know, you go to other guys playing rumba. Hey, Lily, you like rumba? Not so much of rumba, just they're calm. What I like, these guys are calm.
Okay.
I don't feel anxiety. This place looks like hip hop. Where are we? Are we being kicked?
I know.
You know?
Yes.
Sometimes it's what you lose is that texture. And customers, your clients begin to complain. For the first time, these guys are not keeping their word. When Lily was the one in charge, they used to respond to inquiries. They would get here on time.
Yeah.
Now we are calling another person called this. They're not even replying.
Yeah.
And we're having a struggle.
Yeah.
Only to realize the directors broke up.
Yeah. Yes.
The company is still going. One, I don't know when went where, but we can't have faith that these guys are smart.
True.
We are struggling to get the work smoothly running.
Yeah.
You can go to banks, as I told you, there's a book called The Speed of Trust. You can go to banks and get money with zero paperwork. Normally, you should fill a lot of paperwork when you're getting money. I never knew that banks don't like giving away money. A lot of banks. It's your money. But you came to withdraw a lot of it, they think you're draining the cash. We don't have cash. You don't mind going to our branch. Especially when you're naive, you think it's your money and you find it there. It's not there. They went to invest it, I don't know where.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But without admitting it, they're borrowing your money. Okay?
Yes. We see you, bankers, we see you.
So there are some who are very dignified. They keep their word.
Yeah.
But many are very dishonest. They want to frustrate you so that you don't withdraw that much, all of it. And you hear them gossiping. You know, director said you should not, this amount, no. It's like they're maintaining a small cash, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's your money, it's in the account. On paper, it's in the account. But in reality, somewhere in Mombasa doing business.
There are some banks that will fine you for having less than a certain amount of money in the month.
You know?
Yeah. I'm like,
So,
are you
and
serious?
it's a silent understanding that we know they will trade with it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a silent understanding.
Yes.
It makes sense for security. There's a sometimes it's not even investment, just the salary to come there and to come there is safer than somebody bringing it in a bag. To me. This is to say, you lose the momentum because the rhythm and the texture with which you are building and what was driving you and the harmony with which you are working, you can't get it with anybody else. And by the time you build another person and both of you establish another personality in your union, you know, in your two of you, that there's a personality, there's something there,
right.
A vibe there.
Yes.
The way you rhyme there, the way you operate there, and just your preferences and your style. You'll have to find a style in between. Just that effort, by the time you get there, it will frustrate you. It will get you tired. And the thing here we are saying is, if you do not lift yourself quickly, if you're the one who are left, you should lift yourself quickly. Take some reconstructing, and you should be strategic, but you might lose your momentum for good. That's why huge companies, they don't collapse, but they stop accelerating. And they slowly go down. May take 5-10 years, but that thing will never be what it was.
Yeah.
Never innovative.
Yeah.
Never is creative. The last thing is that you start a countdown of karma. Countdown of karma and approaching judgment. When you know you swindled a person, you did them ill, your conscience knows misfortune is coming. Previously, before you did people wrong, when difficulties came, you faced them gallantly. Like a no more challenge of life, no more challenge of business, no more challenge of growth, no more challenge of investment. You face things with courage. But now that you know, somebody may be cursing, praying against you, or working against you. You have somebody to accuse. It is that person. It is them doing this. It is. You develop an anticipation of doom.
Yeah.
And however much you try to deny it, if you don't solve the first problem, it to cascade into the next one. Cascade. You know, sometimes you start misfortunes by not solving problems on time. It's not. Previously, you had similar challenges. Just landlords switching on you. And you'd rather pay more rent because they realize you're successful.
Yeah.
Or start looking for another place which is very inconveniencing.
Yeah.
People quitting your premises on funny reasons.
Yeah.
It's noisy. There's something that opened there. How is it noisy? Now your premises are empty.
Yeah.
If you recall back, you realize you have had premises that were people are moving out.
Yeah.
You adapted. You changed this, moved the other one.
Yeah.
And you can even transfer, figuratively speaking. Using the money of media, you build something similar elsewhere in a better environment. Start making the same kind of money. Previously, you were more open to be adaptable. Right now, you think it is that person who's instigating people. It is that person who's talking to people. Because you are having a fight with another person, you can bring your own karma. By not solving problems on time, they cascade. They cascade.
Right.
They cascade. It's that guilt that begins a domino effect.
Right.
Of unsolved problem cascades to another one, unsolved problem cascades to another one, to another one, to another one. The first problem we said is that you only have 2 eyes, 2 hands. It's only you. Previously, a person would stay back and handle a small leak. If I don't go to work today and I'm just repairing a small leak on our tank, you may not see my contribution as humongous.
True. Yes. Because I didn't solve a big problem.
But what if I did not seal it? I did not work on it. It would grow and the whole tank would one day collapse.
Yes.
Those things begin to happen. Small leaks that needed sealing before they become too big. And though the person who worked on it does not appear like humongous work. But what problem have they solved before it got out of hand? So we're saying the first thing is you become exposed. You begin to solve problems or solutions, and people get a leeway into your life. And the second problem is you lose the speed, momentum at which you are moving. Your official turnaround time. How you are getting back to customers. Keeping time. Maybe they were the maintainer of that vibe. Maybe you are the entrepreneur, they were the manager. And they're the ones, manager in charge of operations. To keep the wheels turning.
Yeah.
To keep the cash flow going.
Yeah.
To anticipate a small problem in our operations. The person who is the adventurer, the hunter, is in the thick out there.
Yeah.
Carving new paths.
Yes.
If that's how you operate, what if the manager is not there anymore now? There'll be hiccups. You can't deliver you begin to lose the trust of customers.
Yeah.
And the last problem is karma.
Karma itself.
Yes.
Leave now alone the guilt.
We said karma can come because of just the injustice which you visited an innocent person. Or it can come from your guilt or confusion or distraction in trying to fight the person, keep them in their place, make sure they're not coming, looking when you're just looking. And so you're not focused to solve problems as you used to previously. They cascade and multiply and they become like karma. Yes.
All right. Thank you for that
Most welcome.
timely reminder.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal